Om Shanti. Brahma Kumaris Canada welcomes you to Diamond India 75. Throughout 2022, we will be highlighting different qualities associated with the spirit of freedom to commemorate the auspicious 75th anniversary of India's independence. This month, we reflect on purity and generosity.
Certain values are about your ability to express your qualities. But purity touches the very fundamental nature of our being. And I would say that purity is probably the most powerful unknown energy in the world. And purity is probably a more powerful energy than the nuclear energy. And I would say that the nuclear energy may come from breaking the atom. And why purity will be the highest energy is because it's fixing, it's repairing the broken atma. And if you break the atom, you create energy. But if you reconnect the atom, the atma, the soul, you also create energy. And when the soul is not broken anymore, it releases this pure energy, which is more powerful than the energy released by the atom when it's broken. I've tried very hard, to follow principles. And I felt it was the wrong focus. The focus is to be tuning in on that frequency of purity and enjoy it. But we can do anything which is, reasonable. The level of purity will come at that point from what is my intention? What's the highest motivation beyond all this? Am I really motivated with a spiritual purpose before I leave my body? Do I want to experiment with the highest level of who I am as a being? Do I want to be noble? Do I want to be divine? Do I want to be almost perfect in a sense, not like a superhero, but just perfect in a sense to be a wise, gentle, kind, loving, generous person? And why not? The world needs that more than ever. I think we know it. The world is in a shortage of holy people. And that's what purity is all about. It's just being holy. Purity is not about what I do, but it's about the energy that I exude in my life. And purity is about the quality of my mind. That's where we measure really purity. It's with the quality of the thoughts that I have, the feelings I have for others, the generous heart that I have, the ability not to feel guilty, the ability to be kind. Purity, we say, is the mother of all virtues. That when we touch purity, it just makes all the other virtues blossom. If I feel purity in me, it's easy to love. If I feel purity, it's easy to be peaceful. It's easy to be happy.
So generosity in ordinary language, we call it having a big heart. There is never the feeling of lacking something. There is always the feeling of having enough and rather more than enough. This value of generosity includes within it the ability to accommodate, the ability to adjust. We need to be generous, but it does not mean wasting. We need to be economic, but it does not mean to be miser. When there is this generosity, big heart, then what I have experienced is with even less amount of food, you are able to make everyone content. In Hindi, there is a word called barkat. Barakat means, you can translate it as abundance. It is said when you have a big heart, then in your hands there is barakat. So everything as if becomes more. Even at that time when you do not have extra or maybe not enough for you. This is called generosity. When you have a lot and you give out of that something, I don't think this will be called generosity. It's okay, fine. I have a lot, I can give a little. But generosity is when you don't have even enough for you, but you see a thirsty person, you have a little water, and you share half the water with that person. That means generosity means that I use my time, my energy, money, whatever, in a very wise way and do not allow anyone to waste it or misuse it. Generosity means giving, the attitude of giving, but it should not be to such an extent that the person becomes dependent while sharing generously, but you should at the same time inspire the one with whom you are sharing to grow. Generosity includes the virtue of kindness and the attitude of benevolence. It includes the readiness to sacrifice your own comforts, not only comforts, but even needs for the sake of a bigger task. The best reward a generous person, a person with a big heart, receives are the blessings.
Om Shanti, the virtue of purity and generosity. I sit in solitude for a few moments, creating an atmosphere of peace and tranquility, silencing the mind by letting the past events of good or bad fade away, replacing the worries of tomorrow with the question of today. What is the quality of my presence in this world? Virtues and more virtues come into my mind. Why? Because virtues have the speciality of embracing, forgiving, sustaining. They are non-discriminative, always generous, and never judgmental. Throughout history, regardless of race, gender, age, or religion, the virtues of unconditional love, gentleness, understanding give warmth, hope, and enthusiasm to many, many souls. But amongst all the virtues, one stands out tall and royal. The king of all virtues, the virtue of purity. For purity is the seed from which all qualities are born. The word itself has always implied to be the original, the highest, the untouched, the most valued. When we think of purity, we think of something that had not yet been contaminated. The first snow, the first lilies of the valley, an innocent child. As the value of gold lies in the degree of its purity, the value of human beings lies in a degree of the purity of the true self, the soul. The very foundation of purity is truth, is perfection. We cannot add or take away anything from that is pure or true without reducing its value. And so, in my silent contemplation, again I ask the question, what is the quality of my presence in this world? What have I done in the last 24 hours that would be considered valuable to the self, to others, and to the entire globe? Were my thoughts, words, and deeds unselfish, honorable, kind, uplifting? Did my words give comfort, happiness, enthusiasm? Were my intentions pure? Oh yes, purity, the very word itself, has a divine halo around it. The symbol of all saints, prophets, souls, Mahatmas. The aura of light around the head is a symbol of purity. How can I achieve purity? Throughout time, the simple original mantra of the soul, Manmana Bhav, the connection to God, the purest of all, has been the answer, because through this divine connection, the original nature of the soul, purity, will automatically emerge. No land on our little green planet has offered us more spiritual gifts than that of the ancient land of Bharat, India, and its most elevated original religion of Sanatan Dharma, the religion touched by the hand of God. It has taught us our sacred duty to all living beings and has been practiced and survived thousands of years, taught us to be righteous, noble, and humble. O God Almighty, says our prayer, bless the people to take the path of life with righteousness, as righteousness gives strength to character, invokes mercy, love, and generosity. Generosity, the virtue of benevolence. One with a pure and generous heart has one aim only. How can I benefit others? How can I ease the pain of this sad, peaceless world? To be generous-hearted is to bestow everyone with virtues by seeing and speaking of their specialities and nothing else. To become the instrument to increase the value in everyone we meet. The value of such generosity goes beyond any physical gift. A generous-hearted soul is able to give and give, since their source of these spiritual gifts is coming from God, the benevolent one, whose treasure store never runs out. So in the early morning in meditation, as we turn to Him seeking wisdom and advice, He teaches us to imbibe all virtues and continue to give silently good wishes and pure feelings to all. Indeed, it teaches us how to increase the value of all presence. Om Shanti.
काबिल हूँ तेरे ही दम पर, तुमने खूबी नवाजी है। जीत गए हम तेरी वजह से, जिंदगी की बाजी है। मान गए हम सच में तुझको, उम्दा तेरा काम है। शुक्राना हम करते दिल से, तुझको मेरा सलाम है। तुझे पाके जहाँ मैंने पाया, कुछ रहा नहीं बाकी। ऐसा प्रीत का रस बरसाया, कुछ रहा नहीं बाकी। तुम ही ने पहचाना मेरे ख्वाबों की इस तर्ज को। तुम ही ने तो कबूल किया है दिल की हर एक अर्ज को। लेके चलोगे मंजिल तक तुम, पलकों पे अपनी बैठा कर। सुलह हो गई खुद से मेरी, साथ आपका यूं पाकर। तेरे संग का रंग ऐसा छाया, कुछ रहा नहीं बाकी। कैसा प्रीत का रस बरसाया, कुछ रहा नहीं बाकी। तेरी मेहर है सबसे अव्वल, इसका जलवा आलीशान। चैनो सुकून का ये है दरिया, रूह ने पाया इत्मीनान। तेरी बदौलत सब हासिल है, मुझको ये एहसास है। नामुमकिन अब कुछ भी नहीं, तू जो मेरे पास है। तुझे पाके जहाँ मैंने पाया, कुछ रहा नहीं बाकी। ऐसा प्रीत का रस बरसाया, कुछ रहा नहीं बाकी।